Until 2020, every year, more than 1 billion passengers in the European Union traveled by air, and more than a third were business trips. The resulting CO2 emissions were massive, as were the costs and time required.
Everything changed with the COVID-19 restrictions. Instead of traveling, business people from all over the world were sitting in front of their computers in online meetings. And the planes stayed on the ground for over a year. While this saved climate-damaging emissions, costs and time, it also revealed serious disadvantages. Informal conversations and personal contacts were massively reduced, leading to losses in trust and creativity. And after months of online meetings, the digital fatigue set in.
What will the new normal be after the pandemic? Will we get back on the planes with all the disadvantages? Or will we remain in front of the computer screen? Could holographic telepresence be a third and better way of conducting business meetings? In the Living Innovation project, we had a look at the technologies that are already available and the requirements they can meet. On this basis, we developed the concept of how holographic telepresence could replace business travel.
The idea of holography has existed for many years. You may remember the scene with Princess Leia in the first Star Wars movie in 1978, or the holodeck in the Star Trek series in the 1980s. Both show a lifelike, three-dimensional projection of a person with whom you can interact. And despite enormous technological progress, this will remain a vision for a long time to come.
But there are already some technologies that offer elements of holographic telepresence. Let's take a look at what's already there. Virtual and augmented reality glasses are widely used in gaming, but they are also gaining traction in business. They provide a 360-degree view and can also display virtual people, called avatars. However, the facial expression of the people you can talk to in these virtual worlds are still not that realistic, and direct eye contact is not possible. Special 3D computer displays are able to show images and films with spatial depth. This technology is often used in design and architecture, but it currently does not allow for interaction with other people. One technology that is often used for outdoor advertising and at exhibitions are holofans with LED lights on their blades. The blades spin so fast that you cannot see them, and bright images seem to float freely in space. Again, it doesn't count for communication with other people. For holographic performances by stars, CEOs, or top policymakers, culture and music events can project prepared films or even live performances onto thin, almost invisible foils or fabrics. This kind of holography currently works only in dark environments and with high-powered projectors, and it's quite expensive. Holoframes are used at exhibitions, events, and in museums. They use a large computer screen and glass panes tilted at 45 degrees. When you look at the glass pane, you can see both the reflection and through the pane itself, which creates the impression of a hologram. Recently, the first almost transparent television screens were introduced. They provide a similar effect to the holoframes, but without the complex projection technology, and they can be installed in meeting rooms, service counters, restaurants, and hotel receptions.
All of these applications show that holography has a great potential. A study by Accenture predicts that spending on virtual reality, augmented reality, and holography will increase by 20 to 25% per year, rising to more than 70 billion euros by 2024.
If we really want to use holography as a substitute for business travel, we have to take certain quality criteria into account. The digital representation must be realistic. This includes avatars being life-size, that eye contact is possible, and that facial expressions are realistic. Communication must be bidirectional, That means 2 or more people need to be filmed and projected simultaneously, which requires recording and projection equipment to be available on each side. The whole operation should function without major technical preparation and support, have no dropouts, and be of good quality in terms of sound and image. And the specific device must be easily and quickly accessible for the users on both ends. If I want to replace a business trip that would last 3 hours, the device needs to be in a range of 30 minutes max.
Based on this consideration, we developed a concept for holobox sharing. The idea is similar to car sharing. Imagine being able to rent a holobox for a short time in a hotel, restaurant, petrol station, post office, in an airport or railway station, or a hospital or care facility. You could meet business partners or even friends and relatives holographically. This would have great potential to save travel time and reduce CO2 emissions, while still helping to maintain the personal relationships that are essential for business, healthcare, and our private lives.
So, is there a business case for holobox sharing? We believe so. When holoboxes are produced in a large quantity, they should cost less than 50,000 euro each. If the rental fee is 50 euros per hour, the initial investment will be paid off in about 1,000 hours. If the box is used for 3 hours a day, break-even would be reached after less than a year. There are still costs for cleaning and maintenance, but they should be bearable. Sounds good, doesn't it? We still have to consider 3 aspects. Firstly, rapid amortization is only possible if there are no location costs. This would be the case in hotels, at railway stations, and in public facilities. For many other locations, the positive image might motivate owners to provide stand space for free. Secondly, the whole system has to work without staff, because staff costs would lead to significantly slower amortization. We think that working without staff would be possible, as it is with car sharing, for example. And in locations such as restaurants, train stations, and hotels, staff would be within reach and can intervene where necessary. Thirdly, holobox sharing will only work if it is implemented in all major European cities at the same time. If I replace my business trip to Berlin with holography today, and then to London tomorrow, and Barcelona the day after, there must be holoboxes in all of these cities that my business partners can use quickly and easily. The benefit and payback will therefore only happen when the entire network is in place, and a coordinated approach with the largest possible number of carriers, be them cities or private companies, is needed.
We hope our proposal will provide this impetus for this. Such a basic holographic network would not only avoid business trips, but we could also use it privately to meet friends, relatives, and people in hospitals and nursing homes who would then be less lonely. This is a responsible, sustainable, and systemic innovation that we would really like to see in reality.